Welcome back, everybody, to Between Bells. It's time for Breaking Next, presented by our friends over at Sprint. From the first transatlantic fiber optic phone call to the world's first all-wireless small cell, Sprint has a very long history of innovation, and today they're changing how we live, work, and play, constantly redefining what's working for their customers. And Breaking Next is Sprint's examination of how mobile technology is powering the future. And today, Cheddar's Hope King spoke with Gunther Ottendorfer, the Chief Operating Officer over at Sprint, about the state of the carrier's network and how is 5G going to impact our everyday lives. Take a look.
So for our Sprint Breaking Next segment here, the first question we've got to ask you, give us an update on Sprint's LTE Plus network.
Well, that's a very good question and very timely that you ask, because Sprint LTE Plus today has its second anniversary. So we launched Sprint LTE Plus 2 years ago in November 2015, and since then it has developed tremendously. Our LTE network is faster, better, and stronger than ever. We cover now with our LTE network more than 305 million POPs in the US, and we are continuously to roll out more technology. So what is Sprint LTE Plus? It is LTE Advanced, technology that was developed to make LTE even better, like beamforming or carrier aggregation. And we have used that technology to make our network better, and I can show you how we did it. We have here a map of the US, and in September, year on year, our performance improved 33% nationwide, but it got even better improvements in several of those places here, like up 61% in Indianapolis, 61% in Chicago, 40% in Seattle. So great improvements across the Sprint LTE Plus network.
It's fantastic. Yeah, the average speed increased in September by 33% and 51% in October, so a lot of great progress there. Now, what can we look forward to next year in 2018 in terms of Sprint's priorities?
Well, Hope, our priorities for the next year are very clear. Number one priority is an accelerated rollout of network upgrades and new sites to our network. And we have been vocal that we will increase our CapEx budget to $5 to $6 billion over the next financial years, and that will help us to do our densification strategy and to bring coverage to new places. So that is the biggest priority for us. Second big priority is Massive MIMO. Massive MIMO is a technology that allows us to have smart antenna technology that brings more capacity to our sectors. It's a capacity increase by 5 to 10, factor 5 to 10. So that will help us in a world of growing data to fulfill our customer demand. And this technology works in the high band. And the high band is where Sprint really has a lot of spectrum. So we have on average more than 200 megahertz of spectrum in the top 100 markets in the US, and 160 of that is high band spectrum that we will develop with Massive MIMO as a technology.
And then you also have something that you rolled out last year called High Performance Electronic Equipment, HPUE. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely, that's the third part of our priorities for the next year. HPUE, High Performance User Equipment, is a technology that allows our 2.5 spectrum to have the same characteristics nearly as our 1.9 spectrum. And we have standardized that in December 2016, and we are very proud on the fact that we have now already a lot of devices. We published recently that in 10 months we had 10 devices having it. Actually, we got another device, the Samsung Galaxy S8 Active, that has HPUE, so that's our 11th device. Other great devices that have this technology is the Motorola C2 or the LG G6. So great devices with HPUE, better indoor performance, and better performance on the cell edge for our customers.
Amazing. And let's go back to the Massive MIMO. You guys did a field test back in September. Tell us how the deployment is rolling out right now.
Well, our plan for the deployment is, after the very successful test we did in Seattle, we want to roll out in 2018 Massive MIMO, and we will do a surgical rollout, which means we know in our network where there are the points where our customers use the network most, and we will start to replace the antennas there. And that will help us to have the best performance and the best throughput and reliability for our customers.
Amazing. And of course, we love talking to you because you break down all the technicals. But for the end consumer, what can we expect in the difference of our experiences and our user experiences next year with all of these new innovations combined?
Well, I think the great thing what we are trying to do is to make our end consumers really happy. So that's the purpose. And what we do with the spectrum and the technology we deploy is we bring the capacity and the performance for them so that they have a network that works for me today, but also works for me in the future with technologies like massive MIMO with the high band spectrum we have. That's the purpose of our network and the things we do.
I wish that you were here so you could throw the ball to me and I could catch it. But that's awesome. Really
I will do
great.
that next time.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. It's Gunther Ottendorfer. He's the COO of Technology at Sprint. Thank you for joining us here on Cheddar.
Bye-bye. Have
Bye.
fun.
All right, Hope King with Gunther Ottendorfer. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Technology over at Sprint. And to learn more about Sprint's work in 5G, AI, and IoT, check out the new ideas section of Sprint's website at sprint.com/business.